You're on the mic with ST for Fight Fan Corner. Current heavyweight division, Anthony Joshua. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
Thoughts in what sense?
Thoughts on the Jarrell Big Baby Miller fight?
I'm a fan of the fight, and like I understand Anthony's frustrations because obviously he wants a bigger fight, but there's no one at his level to fight in the heavyweight division besides Fury and Wilder, and they're both ducking him.
What do you think about Dillian Whyte then?
Of course Dillian Whyte, but obviously they couldn't come to agreements with the money in it. So, do you know what I mean? Like there's no other options for him. So Jarrell Miller is a no-brainer because it could gain him exposure in the States, for example, for one, and like they already have like the bad blood from the press conference that he had with, was it Povetkin? So yeah, it's a no-brainer, and they're obviously going to get a bargain with him as well, because you get me, he's a nobody, to be honest. That's my opinion.
All the other politics out the way, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, it just makes good. It's good fight sense, good business sense as well.
So what would you say about the fans that say that Joshua's ducking fights? He doesn't want to fight anybody serious.
Listen, he's a businessman and he's an elite boxer. He can't really say he's ducking fights, but there's a lot of politics in the game. Do you know what I mean? But there's no one that he wouldn't step in with.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say as well. Like I feel like a lot of the casual fans don't understand the business of boxing. They don't understand what's going on behind the scenes and how it actually works. They just want to see a fight. They want to see the best fight. But they don't know that it's not always possible if other fighters have commitments or if they can't reach agreements on money and splits, and there's a lot.
There's been a lot of talks about the splits and the money now that you mentioned it. Some would say, why did Joshua not take the 50 million originally offered from Deontay Wilder's team to make the unification in 2018?
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see it?
Rumours had the money came from Al Heyman, and Al Heyman's paid big fights.
That's the thing. Eddie Hearn has said numerous times that the offer didn't come from Al Heyman, it came from Wilder. And he said if it did come from like a Showtime or Al Heyman, then he would have obviously like looked into it. But when he got the offer, he was like, all right, cool, let me see the contract. And the guy's like, no contract without agreement. Do you know what I mean? That's not how you do business. In general, like, to start with, you don't reach out direct to the promoter anyway. That's nonsense, you get me? In reality, he should have had his team or his manager reach out to Eddie Hearn officially and then take it from there. There should be meetings. They haven't agreed to no meetings. It's like it was rubbish in the beginning.
I think it was smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, 100%. I see right through it, personally.
So what do you think about Dillian Whyte and his next fight? Because Dillian Whyte came out and said, AJ, he didn't want to fight. He was always going to fight Big Baby Miller. And what do you think about that? Because you've got three people saying there's one guy that doesn't want to fight. Then you got one team saying that nobody else wants to fight. Can everybody be wrong? Is everybody making this up?
Listen, the Dillian thing is, Dillian, without a shadow of a doubt, has earned his position in the heavyweight scene, without a shadow of a doubt. But again, like I said, the politics in boxing, it's not like how it used to be. It's a business, and the thing is, they're both part of the same stable. There's a lot of things to consider, but Dillian has now earn a stake in the business where he's not looking to take a cut that ain't up to scratch for him when he can sell out stadiums by himself. Do you know what I mean? But it's a very political scene, but it's exciting, and Dillian's doing his thing. He's flying the flag as well. British public should be proud of both of them, really. Everyone else considered, Tyson's come out of nowhere in terms of coming back after a 3-year layoff. And now he's back in the mix, so it gets a bit complicated in terms of the UK fighters. And then, like we said, Jarrell Miller just makes perfect business sense in the US.
Moving on to Tyson Fury, as you mentioned him. What do you think about the first fight between him and Deontay Wilder?
Another very exciting fight. Went down to the wire. Everyone had their predictions all over the place. Smart money was on a Tyson Fury points victory. Everyone was expecting Deontay Wilder to knock him out because of his layoff. Everything came to fruition, and then Tyson Fury made an Undertaker-style get up in the last round. You know what I mean? He shocked everyone. So it was a very entertaining fight. No one's surprised by the rematch.
So was you okay with the draw?
Nah, to be honest with you, when everyone watches that back, when you put your emotions out the way, I think Tyson Fury won that by points.
So tell me, guys, what's going on with This Is Boxing?
Well, we've basically just taken a step back for a second and just try to like tune up the business side of things. We do have a date booked in for the early part of this year, but we feel like we might just push it back and just still try and work on the business side, and it has to make business sense before anything for longevity. So we've just looked at other avenues to keep our brand still out there without spending so much money on these shows, because these shows cost a lot of money, and currently we don't have any corporate sponsorship or backing, so a lot of the time we make not losses, but it's not going the way that it needs to go. So yeah, we're just kind of like how would I put it? Like, basically, yeah, we're just trying to sort out behind the scenes.
A lot of people saw the thing you guys did with Link Up TV and was expecting more to come.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Like, yeah, we've partnered up with Link Up TV once again for a TV show, well, online show, sorry, where we go around gym to gym and talk with different boxers, up and coming talent, and yeah, basically just get an insight to like what it's like training on the lead up to their fights. And yeah,
it's probably worth shouting out a lot of those boxers. They've been supporters from the start as well. So a lot of those boxers that we've been interviewing and following them, likes of Isaac Chamberlain, likes of Spider, Craig Richards, Chris Congo, big shout out to Chris Congo. He's always been helping out in the back of the scene. So we're just really trying to support those guys as much as they are supporting us. Little bit of different exposure. I'm not really front of camera, but Wiley and Ant are doing a superb job, putting a different stint on boxing for a different sort of demographic as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's going well. As Ant said, it will just level us out a little bit and see what we do next.
As the British boxing scene's booming, we love what you guys are doing with that. Speaking of British boxing, Jarrell Eubank Jr.
I don't know. To be honest, everyone says the girl. I reckon it could go either way, personally.
So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to go with the Gale, based on experience. You know, he's probably got the experience to outdo Chris in there at the moment.
Thinking of future upcomings, the next gen, you got Anthony Yard, Joshua Boatsi. What's your thoughts on Anthony Yard and the narrative that he's not really fighting anybody, and Joshua Boatsi as an upcoming star?
I don't know. I don't really agree with that. Like, obviously, Anthony's still early in his career. Like, he's still like he's not fighting nobodies. It's just people that we don't necessarily know because they're not British.
So you wouldn't call that nobodies?
Well, no, it's not. I don't think it's nobodies. It's just people that the British public wouldn't know because they're not British fighters. A lot of them have been like foreign fighters. And
I'm not sure if you guys caught Jose Burton was in LA and he kind of ran up on Anthony Yard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a video on circling around.
That sounds insane, but I ain't seen it.
Yeah, and he called it.
Been doing this thing for a while as well. Do you know what I mean? He had that grudge match with Buglioni, innit? And yeah, like it all makes sense for these guys to start coming together eventually. But yeah, it's a side of the game that no one really understands the politics. Do you know? Behind the scenes, like you said, there's a bit of smoke and mirrors, but there's things that people don't really know. So you can't really get. Obviously, there's demand pushing certain fights, but has to all make sense to everyone involved. At the end of the day, it's a difficult sport to be part of.
Onto the heavyweight prospects, you got Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman. What do you guys think on that?
Dubois is an exciting fighter. He's an exciting fighter. Again, I think Nathan. I think I've seen that Nathan being. I think I've seen Nathan calling him out more than him calling Nathan out. So I think obviously one of them's trying to leapfrog the other in the scene, but they're running into a lot of trouble. Like you said, there's a lot of names you already mentioned in the UK that are still there and active. So the faster they come up, do you know what I mean? You're going to start putting yourself in the mix with the top dogs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, cool. So, you know, it makes sense to slow down a little bit. Unless you're backing them against those guys, then it's different.
Makes sense. All right, guys. Thanks for talking to Fight Fan Corner. Good luck with the ventures.